Arnold, the truth really is that our expectations should be measured. It should be measured. We shouldn't have high expectations because John Dumelo, Dzifa, Gomeshie and the rest are going, or they can potentially go into parliament. It is natural for people to expect that, well, perhaps if they get there, they may be able to influence policies that will inure to our benefits. But often than not, we must be guided by history. The best way to be able to juxtapose anybody or anything is to approach it from their history. And I'm not talking about their personal history, either John Dumelo or any of them. I'm talking about people from our fold who have entered parliament. Have they been able to influence policies that have benefited us? To a large extent, no. And for me, it is not because of their personal failures or they weren't able to lobby enough. Question, though, is that if one seeks to go into parliament, are you representing members of your profession or your constituency where you reside? That's the first question we need to ask ourselves. They're not going to parliament because John Dumelo is not going there. Gomeshie is not going there because they belong to the creative art. For me, John Dumelo has benefited from his profession simply because it is one that is in the public domain. It is one that people see. And through his acting, through his deeds and undoing, he has either inured himself or he has endeared himself to people. And you see, in Ghana, there is a certain scam about the politics we run, or worldwide. Once people are famous, once their face is there, people tend to think that, oh, this one there, we know him, because they can identify you from either radio, television, or one public space or the other. So people tend to think erroneously that because we know him from television or he's a public person, when they get into parliament, they'll be able to do something. But the multi-party democracy that we run has rules and regulations. It has its own structure. So, for instance, if John Dumelo is representing his constituency, in this case, Ayawaso, right?
Ayawaso, West Wogon.
West Wogon. Yeah. The popular Ayawaso West Wogon.
Yeah.
Maybe the biggest issue he may be dealing with will be vigilantes. That's just by the way.
Yeah.
But he will be, if he wins, because he just won the NDC primaries, so he would stand against the other, contestants. If he wins, he's representing the people.
For West Wogon.
For West Wogon.
Yeah.
So his first and foremost duty will be to represent his people as best he can. Otherwise, he will lose his seat. So he must more or less cater to the needs of his constituency, which is not a creative arts constituency. But of course, when you go into parliament, they are segmented into committees. So it is possible that maybe they may put him in the committee that oversees the creative arts department. I believe that is where he can begin to influence policies if he is that much of a lobbyist. So as regards whether we should be happy that they are going to parliament or not, we must be measured. And in any case, will their life's purpose be best served remaining where they are called or getting into parliament? We all know that once they get into parliament, if they are able to get into parliament, their entire time will be taken by parliament and by government. They may not be able to come acting anymore. Question is, the people that love John Dumelo and would love to see him on the screen, the people who are hailed, the people who get happy when they see him on the screen, will they continue to have John Dumelo acting, or because he goes into politics, he stops?
But recently he admitted that yes, politics will take his time, but he will still make time for acting, and so he will still be on the screen.
Easier said.
Well,
easier said. By history. People who have gone into people from the creative arts, particularly film actors and so on and so forth, we've seen that they've completely abandoned it.
Did Fritz Bafo? Yeah,
abandoned everything. Creative arts, his radio, his whatever. He abandoned everything. And so for me,
how about Kojo Nkrumah?
What is Kojo Nkrumah?
He also
He's the Minister of Communications who organizes press conferences on Sundays. he doesn't get on radio anymore. You know, so obviously, maybe he may see it as a higher purpose, maybe a higher extension of what he used to do on radio, still being in the communication department. Question is, has he been that effective? It's a very difficult thing. Sometimes you get into those fray and you even lose your credibility. The endearment that people have for you because of one policy or the other, you tend to lose all that. So Arnold, so that my other colleagues would have other angles to touch on, let me just say that our expectations on these people must be measured.
Must be measured.
For me, I give up on them, you know, playing any important and significant role in our industry, save trying to push policies that would benefit us.
Right.
But that must be a conversational process. They should be able to call their colleagues and ask suggestions and so on and so forth, how we can better the creative art department. That is, if they'll do it.
Right. Thank you very much, Chief Charles. Now let's get on Twitter. Hashtag showbiz agenda. Should our expectations be measured? As Chief Charles puts it. Where or to whom do they owe allegiance? Is it first to the constituency or to their respective professions or to the party? So let's get this conversation going on Twitter. You can send in your views and comments and also join us on WhatsApp 0266660735 0266660735 if you're not on Twitter. Let's get to hear what you think. John Dumelo and Dzifa Gomeshie representing the NDC have both won primaries to represent at Parliament. So they'll be contesting other members from other political parties. Both of them represent the creative arts industry as well. So what should be our expectations? Should they go into Parliament to change things or make things happen for the creative arts industry, or they are there to serve their various constituencies? Kobiche will get on the mic now and tell us what he thinks about it.
Yeah, I know. Once again, good morning. I want to say good morning to Setters Fashion for my beautiful tops, and also to Che, who works with Belo Couture.
Right.
And to Nana Jemfi.
Right.
Now, the point I think that Chief Charles have tackled on, major points, but let me also take it from this angle. First of all, I want to say congratulations to them. That's a big deal. I mean, the fact that they're coming from the creative art space, it makes sense to us that, people are going to represent us. But the bottom line is that over the years, history, what was the impact? What has been the impact?
But has it been that bad?
No, but you see, to date, we are still struggling on the creative arts getting the attention of the government, giving the necessary resources, even though they are trying. But we all know the impact of the creative arts. Not even in Ghana, the Western world, we know how huge creative arts is building the economy. But that of Ghana, I think that it is something that we are still striving, or we are still trying to find it difficult in that space to push it. Now, John Dumelo, look at where he's contesting Ayawaso. My point is that, was he part of history? Almost started Ayawaso, or who shame? Is he really known there?
But he's won.
Yes.
Yes, he's won.
Fine.
Bottom line. By a wide margin.
Wide margin.
Yes.
I don't know the area. Delegates from they are different from the wider margin who are going to vote for the real election. True of us.
General election.
The general elections. True of us. It's true. What I say, Internet say nipa kakre delegates be akoko winning, that's fine. But my point is that John, the impact our constituency one, it's saying from the early days of NDC or mobile, it's saying.
But is he in a position to make that impact you're talking about? He's not the MP already. It's not as if he's been an MP and then he's going to do things that affect the constituency.
I know, I'm looking at the bigger picture.
It's the same picture I'm looking at. You
understand?
Yes.
I'm also looking at the bigger picture. Well, okay, fine.
Because officially, no. On to me, he can only do as much based on his own strength. But if he becomes an MP, he's given the nod. That's where you would expect things from him. That's where you can even hold him accountable.
We should even start holding them accountable even before they get there, because of history once again.
Okay.
Because of Omo Makwa Yen Shaden Hubibia. And the question is he going to serve the creative art? And I said, what policy is going to really be hard? And no.
But what do you expect from him? Serve the creative arts or serve his constituency?
For me, in my mind, I know that he's coming from the creative arts space. So anytime he walks to the parliament and matters arise in regards to creative arts, he should be able to push on.
Right.
Because Okona said yes, but I said John and me. I'm not trying to think bad for him, but I'm hoping and praying that he will change what we really expect from the creative arts.
How about Dzifa Gomeshie?
The same. Whatever I'm saying to John also goes to her.
So for them, you want them to do something that will have a positive impact on the
exactly. They should change the narrative. Because previously we've had people who've gone in there, we've not really seen any major impact. So for Dzifa and John going in right now, the masses this year, gone over the days, so now the youth are not really following politics. But so we are really monitoring them and we wish them the very best.
I see. Okay. Again, 0266660735 0266660735 and on Twitter hashtag showbiz agenda at Zalf 1021 FM. 2 down, 2 more to go. The Lady Rev and Spider. Chief Charles says we should be measured in our expectations. Kobe Chase says, look, we expect a lot from you guys when you get into parliament. The arts industry should see difference, substantive difference when you guys get into parliament. I don't know what the Lady Rev thinks about it. The Lady Rev. Good morning.
And okay, so first off, I don't have any expectation for the two of them.
Expectation zero.
I tell you what, because I have worked directly with politicians, and I know what goes into the life of a politician. I know John Dumelo via script and camera. It's not as if whatever he says on screen is something he is saying by himself. It is something that has been scripted
for him to say.
Yes, no matter how intelligent it might sound outside, I know that there was a book that you have to rehearse, And so when we talk about acting, I might give him a thumbs up for it. But politics is a serious game. A very like a real deal. Your commitment to your investors, your commitment to the party, your commitment to the constituency, and your commitment to the kind of role that they are going to give you. If we start having expectations now, and let's say 2020, MPP still stay in power as majority, and John goes in as minority. What can this young man do?
But that's a sad situation we have as in African politics. Once you get into minority,
if NDC should come and John should go as majority, and he begins to see not bitcoins, he begins to see dollars and cars flying here and there, and he's being called honorable. Yo, bro, what is he going to do so much for the creative art? How many of the creative art people really genuinely supported? Do you understand? When you are outside the seat of a politician, it's different. It's like a pool of disease. When you get into it, you realize that what I saw from afar is not what is, because people call the shot. People went in with ideas and all, but brother man, if the man who calls the shot says that I'm not ready to do this, I don't want to do this now, I want to keep this in my political portfolio till the next 4 years, what are you going to do? You don't know why it's happening. You just have to be there. Because I've seen people that when they were out of politics, when they resigned from their various work, they had big dreams and we are going to do this for the constituency and all. And the moment they got in, things changed. And they were being honest. It's not as you think. It's not as honorable as honorable. So for me, anything that comes, we'll take it like that. If he fail us, if he does something new, then we'll have to call Kofi Asamoah to come and see another black man that has made changes in Africa because that will be history.
But
for him.
isn't that a sad situation for us? Where we take whatever they do, or are fine, and are fine.
I'm saving my heart, and I'm saving my mind, and I'm saving my data, and I'm saving my NHIS card, going to the hospital and having high blood pressure.
You are saving all those.
I'm saving all of that. Life is as I go. Me, I'm on my own. If you do well, we'll clap for you. My hands are ready. If you don't do well, those who want to criticize, they'll come and criticize. But if they get into the guy issue, they might even do worse. So for me, if you deliver, it is as it is. Disciples of God, they were not able to write much. Paul, who didn't even follow him, wrote 13 books. So if he gets there and do better, I will follow.
But with this mindset, would you be able to hold him accountable? You know, when you expect something from him, or when you expect something from them, that's where you hold them accountable to ensure that they deliver on your hopes or whatever you expect of them. But if we have the fine, one year so fine, everybody will go to sleep.
I know. Who are we going to hold accountable?
The politician.
Okay, so I tell you this. When you decide to vote for somebody into power, you have told yourself that I agree with this person's decision. I believe in this person, right? It's like you being in power. If the person goes and is not able to deliver, what can you do? You can only talk about it and say you said A, B, and C, and every politician has a backup excuse that would fit in why they are not able to deliver. I'm sure by now John Dumelo is going through that tuition behind the scene. Just like when you are coming to install a king, they take you through some room and let you know the traditions and all. They are teaching him how to lie, how not to lie, how to go, So whether you hold him accountable for delivery or not, what he has to tell you, he will tell you. And sometimes those things they tell make sense. Other days they don't make sense. What can you do about it?
Wow, interesting. What can you do about it? Let me know your position. Are you with the Lady Rev? Indifferent. If it happens, fine. If it doesn't, cool. I'm saving my heart. I'm saving my NHIS card. I'm saving my data. In fact, I'm saving my life for God. Are you with the Lady Rev? Are you with Chief Charles, who says that, look, let's be measured in our expectations of these politicians? Or you're with Kobiche, who says, let's hold them accountable. Let's grab them by the balls and ensure that they deliver, because they're coming from the creative arts industry and they need to deliver on their promises. Where do you fall? 0266660735 0266660735, or let's get interactive on Twitter. Showbiz Agenda is the hashtag, and the handle is at Xylophone1021FM, and you can mention me in it and Odd Vibes. Now, Spider, I know you also have a stand.
Of course.
Where do you stand? Should we hold them accountable?
I'll say good morning to...
You are greeting again.
Yes, our listeners once again.
Okay.
Arnold, you see, me, I don't think John Dumelo will have a stand in the creative arts when he wins the
North. Let's
the
just say,
general election.
When he wins to get into parliament.
Yes.
You don't think he would have a stand?
No. We've had the lines of Fritz Bafo, and he sees the things that, the industry or the actors and the actresses, what they've been going through in terms of finance, and he didn't do anything about it. Now John Dumelo is coming. Something Dzifa
Gomeshie,
she's
former
also
honorable.
She's also coming. Now let's have the mindset of John Dumelo. John Dumelo, for now, he has gotten into politics. Now, Arnold, when you were sitting here as a panelist, you have different mindset.
Right.
The moment you are a presenter, today you are a presenter, you have different mindset.
You want to corner me, Abi?
Oh no, not that I'm cornering you.
Leading to John Dumelo.
Yes,
leading to John Dumelo.
That's a brilliant point.
I'm telling you.
He was an actor. He was having that kind of acting mindset. Now he's a politician.
So adopt a politician's mindset.
You get it? So we shouldn't think that.
So what is the politician's mindset?
No, saying himself deceive, they trick.
So the politician is a liar.
Now John Dumelo is a politician.
So you are saying the politician is a liar?
No, I'm not saying they are liars.
So what are they? What's the
childhood? You will be crying following your dad or your mom, and your dad will say, okay, take 20 pesos, go and buy, or go and bring your shoe. I'm waiting for you. Then
Jamie.
You get it? So that is how politicians are. You see, that is how politicians are. So me, I don't think John Dumelo is coming to do something for the creative art. You know, for me, I expect that in creative art, if our creative art will move on like we wanted, we should have something like we should set up something in the creative art industry that there will be a rules and regulations. I mean, we should have a leader like the way music guys. You see, we should focus on that aspect. We can go to parliament and all that to have our say. But if it happens that maybe an industry player will turn to politician in the name of the creative art to save our problems, I don't think it's going to work. It will never work. So John Dumelo not to save the creative art industry. He has his own mindset. Maybe I have to be a politician because people have accused me of V8 issues. So I have to be a politician so that I'll be in the history. You get it? So we the creative art, we should just, we should shut our minds. Yes, from John Dumelo becoming a politician to save the creative art industry.
I know.
But is it supposed to save the industry anyways?
I know.
Oh, if John, ebi our bread and unye ska who be our bread utumi boano. It is a John Dumelo like if he becomes a savior in the creative art, or maybe he has a position in the parliament to, in which he will have his power to say that, okay, I have power now, I can save the creative art, so let me do that. But if we don't have anything.
We don't have anything to say. Okay,
no,
so you're almost like the lady Rev. Okay, Chief Charles,
I wanted to add this one quickly. It would be interesting to learn from the Nigerians. You know, a lot of their actors and actresses have gone into parliament. I think Richard Mufe Damijo,
Desmond Elliott. Okay, this lady hasn't gone in. I don't know. Stella.
KW as well. Is not a parliamentarian. Okay, so it would be interesting, to
Michael Obi.
No.
Who?
Banky W.
Banky W. Okay.
It would be interesting to find out what their contributions have been to the creative art industry since it's been in parliament in Nigeria. Maybe our examples in Ghana have not been stellar, so it will be important to look at theirs and see what contribution or what model they use if they have brought any contribution. Again. In Philippines, what's his name? Manny Pacquiao, the world famous boxer, who is also a parliamentarian. His contribution to the people of Philippines or the constituency where he represents is amazing. Obviously, he gets a lot of money from the boxing he does. So even actually on his own, I think 3 years ago or so, he built 1,000 affordable houses from his own pockets. For the people of Philippines or the constituency he represents. So once again, like Spider said, there is a professional or the creative art industry mindset and then the politician's mindsets. But when you get into politics, obviously you're exposed to greater resource than your profession. So I think to a large extent it will depend on the person's own magnanimity. To decide that, okay, I would want to do something for my people. So that would be maybe his corporate social responsibility. He decides to look back and maybe donate 1 or 2 things here and there. But as regards, if he's able to really influence policy that will benefit us, is another thing because now the guy is a politician.
Right. Okay, thank you very much, Chief Charles. Now let's get on to Twitter and read some of your messages right here. And this one is coming from, what are we also doing for them?
For the expectation of the industry people or us, I think it is coming too early in the day. If you ask what support we're giving them in the first place, they first of all need to declare their intention to run a political office, which John Dumelo has.
Yes.
When he decided that he was going to run, he needed to cross the primaries. And so if there's any support we can offer, I think it's a question that is coming now, and we must begin to ponder what support we can offer. Because when he was running for the primary, what support can you necessarily give? But now that there's a potential that they can get into parliament, if obviously we expect so much from them, then like the person said, then we too must begin to rally around and provide some form of consultancy. As regards supports, I don't know what it means, whether it's financial or moral or whatever it is. If it is financial, his party is there, and personally, once he wants to run for parliamentary, I'm sure he's built his war chest before starting a thing like that. But from our side, I think what we can do, like I said in my earlier submission,
Briefly.
on our side, I think what we can do is to put maybe some kind of a document together, put our expectation together, and serve it to him. That look, if you are able to cross over to parliament, we'll expect A, B, C, D, and he too can put out some, the form of support he may need from us. I think it should be a consultational process, a conversation, so that we will know his expectation, and then we too can put out
our expectations.
Yeah.
All right, Kobe J.
I mean, the support comes in diverse ways. The fact that you're even discussing John Dumelo this morning is even showing support. Because, I mean, he's not the only person who won in several constituencies. But we're here discussing John Dumelo.
And Dzifa Gomeshie.
So, obviously, I mean, we are giving them the mileage. So, for
but
me,
moving forward, is there anything we can add?
Yes, of course. I mean, when he comes and presents to us what he can do, and we go through and we feel that it is powerful, it's going to help his constituency. Because at the end of the day, even if it's a creative art, we are looking at the bigger picture, the whole Ghana. What I say, I can't say creative art, but the point is that what he's going to do, is he also going to help Ghana? His constituent, the people there, is it going to really help them? Let's not forget about them. So for me, if he comes up to say that this and this and this I'm going to do, present it and it's good, why not? We are going to help him build his vision.
Right. The Lady Rev.
Arnold, I think that it all boils back to my stand. My support is not to put any kind of pressure on him. Look, I have room for you when you make your mistakes. I'm not disappointed. If you do it well, congratulations. So that you don't have that sleepless nights trying to lead, to please me. Leadership is not to please people, it's to make sure it works. Where he's going, he's never been there before. It's a new game, it's a new arena, for me, that is the best support I can give you. I don't expect you to bring heaven down. Neither is it that I'm not going to celebrate you if you bring heaven down. So this, for me, this is how
your support
I can support.
Right.
But to the general industry, I mean, he has friends, and I'm sure that when it gets to, how we run campaigns, you bring face of celebrity to K2.
No, he is Wogon, Ayawaso West Wogon.
Okay, Ayawaso.
K2 South is Dzifa Gomeshie.
Okay, so they will bring all these guys together and play political concept on their mind, and I'm sure friends are willing to walk on the street and take shovels and all of that and take pictures and vote for your man. People are going to do that. So yes, so for this one it's just the seed. Let's see how we can water the seed to grow. I'm sure people are going to.
All right, Spider.
I think we'll support him when he also try to make a step or a move to support the creative art. Yes. But if it happens that maybe they've given him a position of a minister of agric and whatever, I don't think that.
No, he's not going as a minister. He's going as a member of parliament.
Parliament, yes. So if he tries to make a move about creative art, why not? The creative art will always be
so there. You have to see the move before you throw your support for him. All right, thank you very much.